Well, we're starting a little bit early. Well, it's not early. I started my timer a little bit late, but welcome to CyberCast IRL, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning. It is 10 a.m., September the 19th, Friday of 2025, the year of our Lord. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining me this morning. Hopefully, you're having a great Friday, and you're getting to say Fry-yay, right? Lots of good stuff going on. Already lively chat today. Great time over at Simply Cyber with Gerry and the crew, with jaw jacking. Had a lot of fun this morning. Always great to listen. Start my morning off with Gerry spouting off the news, letting me know what's going on, and then getting in there for jaw jacking when I get the opportunity to do that and talk these things. Great questions. It was super fun. So if you're missing jaw jacking, you should definitely check that out on Fridays. It starts at 9. Very cool. But man, it is CyberCast IRL time. I can't believe it's Friday already. I've been so stinking busy working on this Pentest Plus course. Speaking of Pentest Plus, there is a special shout out I want to give to a certain someone in our chat there. Let me make sure I can. Where did we go? I got to bring it up. Got to find that specific. There we go. Right? No, that's a let's go. Where? Oh man, chat gets all over me. But Carrie, just a special shout out to you. You passed your Pentest Plus. Way to go. Way to kick some butt. There, like I said in chat, there's nothing like putting a cert to bed and saying, I'm done. I don't have to think about this anymore. I don't have to study this. I don't have to go over flashcards and read my notes and try a lab and do that. You just get to kind of sit back and go, okay, I did it. And you did it. So congratulations. We're super proud of you. Just wanted to throw that out there and start to show off right with a big thumbs up from Daniel and the rest of the crew. I see the SC crew has made their way here. Now, if you're new, throw it in there. Hey, I'm new. Raise your hand. Say, you know what? I've never done this CyberCast IRL thing before. Just wanted to let you guys know I'm here. I might be lurking, but I am here. I'm doing the thing. No Sand Logic, you did not miss the pour. We have not got to that yet. That's what we're getting to. But if you do want to participate, we'd be more than happy to have you here. You just got to kind of do the thing where I can see. So if you got questions, you got comments, you want to bring something to my attention, the easiest way to do it is to @ my name. And how do we do that? Well, here's the chat over here, as you can see. And there are people that have added my name, like Legrat. Good morning again. Good morning. Doctor. Code Brew, happy Friday. Wayne's Real World and me, right? You can see my name really stands out. Tech Grunt says, fun fact, Daniel doesn't build large language models. He whispers code into the void and LLM assembles itself. That's a true story. That is a true fact right there. Tech Grunt is hard at work making the best Daniel Lowry facts in our Discord. By the way, if you want to join Discord, you can hang out with us all week long. Link is in the description of the show below. But this is how you get my attention, right? You @ my name, and it makes it really easy for me to see. There it is, Carrie Franklin. She said, yes, I'm glad it's done. Carrie, super proud of you. Way to go on that. So that's what you do. You @ my name, make sure that stands out on the crowd, and we can easily see what's going on there. All right, so that said, another thing we like to do every morning on Fridays, it's a little special ritual that we do called the morning pour. And for you noobs out there, what we do is we grab the Lord's camo cup. The only acceptable camo is that of woodland. That's how I was raised. If it was good enough for Paul, it was good enough for me. Anyway, and then we grab a Monster Energy drink, which I am a super fan of. Like a super fan, right? And today's episode will be poured by, we have Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. Ooh, salacious. It's our Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. And then we do a little ASMR where we get the crack. So let's get to the pour, shall we? I think we've chin wagged enough for this morning. Let's get to this thing. We get the crack. Oh, nice. That was a good crack. Good crack. And then we pour. A little ASMR. I'm going to tilt this mic down just a hair. Get that right there. Are we ready? Enough anticipation. Here we go. splashy. It's a little splishy splashy. Oh. I had a gorilla grip on that can. I was like, oh, don't lose it. Don't lose it. All right, let's give it a tap. Let the ice come up. It smells very fruity. Very fruity. It's a fantasy to drink it. Here we go. Yep. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I've had this before. But man, that's pretty darn good. I don't think I've had that one in a while. Because it's almost like it was the first time. Q Foreigner, right? Feels like the first time. Yeah, I'm not a singer. Oh, buddy, that is good. That's a good thing right there. Oh, yeah, don't you know? That's a tasty little beverage for me to have first thing in the morning. Get my tackling fuel. Get ready for the show there. It's going to be a good time. Oh, my goodness. Y'all didn't tell me. Oh, 80 people watching porridge. Yeah, I know, right? Chris Young saying, Ruby Red, I like to live dangerously, says Tech Grunt. Let's go to full screen here. Oh, man, you guys are having a good time today. Poor. You called it. Somebody had it. Who was it? Who said they called it? It was Chris Young. Chris Young nailed it. Good job. All right, well, now I'm feeling better. Feeling a little ready for action, as people say. Let's get into some cyber talk at that point, right? We've got to get into the thing of the day. So if you got your questions, you got things you want to talk about, throw that in the chat and we can get to it. Let me check in here. Let's see what's going on. Get back to this. I got to get used to this new setup. I've changed my setup a little bit, and it's throwing me off my game just a little. Throwing me just a little. We're gonna get used to. We'll acclimate, as it were. But let's see here. We got Victor Rosa in the house. Steph Cluis, morning. Tony Parrish, Phil Stafford. What's up, Doctor? Space Tacos. Anita Schlabach, of course, we've already said hello to. Carrie Franklin. She says, oh man, the stack of flashcards on just tools alone was insane. And yes, you are welcome. Yes, anyone that's been down the certification road knows exactly what you say there. Abe says, good morning, Mrs. Lara. My wife is in the chat. Good morning to my wife. Love her. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Indeed, he does. Let's see here. Who else? We see Wayne's Real World. Oh, Jerry's in the house. What's up, Jer Bear? We got to make a Tech Grunt. This is your thing for today in Discord. Make a Gerry Care Bear, and we'll call it the Jer Bear. It'll be awesome, and his chest power will be GRC. It'll be amazing. People will love it, especially Jerry. I think he'll. Sierra Montgomery's in there. Oh, Wes Bryan. I see my boy Wes. Sans Logic or Sank Logic. I'm sorry, my mind read it incorrectly. Get that correct. All right, let me look for some good cyber chatting. What's going on here? Side effect of the fantasy Ruby Red is Chicago. That's right. I'm from the Midwest there. Oh yeah. You need a piece of pie there, Bob? Yeah, I know I could stand a piece of pie. Never turn that down. I should do the whole show in that accent. That would be fun. Good morning, Furious George. Good to see you. Carrie's in the house. He will have a Silesius plus coffee for his energy needs. Very cool. Later on, early, since he has to clean the church after a school job. Man, work never ends, does it? Which is not a bad thing. Work is good for us. Let's see here. I basically stopped by one more reason just to let you know your humility hits me in a positive way. What an amazing personality you are. I know you only for a few months. Well, I'm glad to have known you. I'm glad that it helps and it hits you in a good way. I want to bring as much positivity. It can be dire out there. People looking for work. We got all sorts of crazy. Is AI gonna do this? And there's plenty to be like about. Man, we need a little break. It's like Cheers, right? Remember the taking a break from the world today takes everything you got, right? This is us. This is where we get together. We have a few laughs. We talk a little cyber stuff. We have a good time. I am your bartender, Sam Malone. I've been watching Cheers, so maybe that's why that's getting me right now. But that's exactly how I feel about it. Like, just get together, forget everything that's pressing on you right now. Let's just have some fun. Let's talk cyber stuff. Let's get to the bottom of things. Had a great talk with Tyler Ramsby the other day on CyberCast After Dark. Super fun. You guys should check out that episode. Let's see here, Mr. Gunkel. Where can I get a list of your training courses? Ooh, great question. Okay, so here's the thing. Right now, I've only got okay. So this is a difficult question to answer, Mr. Gunkel. By the way, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. So I worked for a company for 10 years. I left the field and went into training for 10 years. And that company was called IT Pro TV. You may have heard of it. Then there was this thing that happened where this dark cloud came by and swooped up and destroyed the thing I loved, which will remain nameless. We do not speak of this like it's like Mordor, right? We do not speak of it. They have all my training courses, right? So I am now in the middle of rebuilding that empire. The first course that I have, which is almost like all the filming is complete, all the episode notes are complete, descriptions, learning objectives, all that fun stuff, links to resources and whatnot. Like, just like I used to do it back in the day, except I don't have two people to talk to. It's just me, myself, and I. I gotta have a conversation with me, which does get funny from time to time. So I started with Pen Test Plus. I hate that Carrie missed it, but I'm glad you passed. Would have loved to have been helpful in you for you in that endeavor. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing as many courses as I can to try to, like I said, rebuild that and make it available so that that never goes away again. I don't have to say, oh, I don't really want to advertise that I have courses with them. I just want to be able to put it out there and it's everywhere and I get to own it. And that way you can go. The Pentest Plus will be in Simply Cyber Academy. I'm literally, we've just got a couple of things to iron off. I've already signed all the contracts. I'm finishing up editing so I can start to upload. Once the upload stuff is complete, that will be available. And then I'm going to start working on all the other security certification stuff and tech skills things that I know how to do and learn new stuff and create new stuff as well. So staying on top of whatever's current and getting back into that game, that's what DLAO is all about right now. So hopefully that is going to be, but if you're looking for what can I train in, all right, so let's start the CompTIA, as we used to call it. The whole enchilada, right? So I can do, I can do some A plus, net plus. Not that I typically do that stuff. I don't know if I'll ever get to that thing. That's more of a Wes Bryan. Like, if you need some of that content, Wes Bryan's your boy. But Security Plus, CISA Plus, Pentest Plus, I'll be getting into the other stuff that they like, the Security X and things of that nature. I've done OWASP top 10 courses. I've done hands-on hacking, like building a pen testing methodology types courses, AWS pen testing, IoT and hardware hacking, like digital forensics investigation. I've done CHFI. I've done ECIH. I've done Cert Nexus first responder. I've done CEH multiple times, right? These are the kind of things and the offerings that eventually, as I can continue to build, it just takes time, we'll get to and put those kind of things out there and so on. I've done GSEC, GIAC, GSEC. Yeah, and I will continue to make courses. I want to make an Azure security course as well. Maybe dip some more into the blue team side of things and start building that. Maybe doing some OT, ICS, SCADA stuff as well. Obviously, AI is right around that. That's stuff I got to get into. So I have plans to make all those things and rebuild. Great question. Like I said, difficult one to answer though. But hopefully that was a decent answer for you. All right, back to chat. Sean Sailors, can you give me some advice about creating a CFP, call for papers, and how to find a subject I'd like to present on? I know it's personal, but just looking for tips. James McQuicken is a veritable cornucopia of great ideas, because I find myself in that same boat a lot, which is why I haven't done a lot of presenting at cons and whatnot. I really enjoy Hallway Con, right? And not that obviously I wouldn't be up on stage the entire time, but I really enjoy mingling with you good folks and hanging out and talking and having those conversations. I typically miss a lot of talks because I'm doing that with you all. But what are you gonna do, right? It is what it is. What are you gonna do there, Bob? I don't know there, Gerry. How are you gonna do that? I don't know, right? But I need to do that as well. So it's ultimately my advice on that would be, what are you really interested in right now? Because if you're interested in it, you're probably reading about it, you're absorbing that information, you're doing a lot of research and just immersion of yourself into that topic because of its interest for you. Then look for those things that kind of stand out to you, the stuff that makes you scratch your head and go, why the heck? That is weird. I don't understand that. Or it's like, oh, that kind of thing. That's going to be the best, probably, fodder for you to create a good talk, because you're going to be passionate about it. And I'm preaching to myself right now, by the way, right? Choir, give me a little soul music for the back so I can reach the folks back there. Now the Lord hath said, when you do call for papers, you must do something you're passionate about. Find the thing that you really enjoy in this life and make yourself a talk and submit it. And I think that when you do it that way, when you really don't go for what's trendy, don't go for, what you think will get picked up, go for what you really enjoy. Because then when you're giving that talk, that passion's going to come out and they're going to like it and they're going to go, hey man, that talk was really successful. People really enjoyed it. When you're engaged, other people engage. And that's what's going to be great. And then of course, try to find something interesting or novel about that topic that you really resonate with, or that you find interesting or weird or whatever. And that's going to be your talk. So hopefully that helps you out, Sean. Great question though. I really enjoy that question because it's difficult for me. I was at a con with Mike Saunders from Red Siege, and he gave a talk, and I emceed his talk, and he comes over to me and he puts his arm around me and he goes, so when are you going to stop being a little and give a talk? I was like, man, come on with that. But he's not wrong. And he got me good. He cut me deep. And I was like, so I got to come up with something to start really submitting, and get into the speaking circuit. And you know what though? Now that I'm freed up a bit more, because I'm working as a contractor instead of a full-time employee somewhere, and that where you have to give your time to your employer. They're literally paying you for it. And as we all know, this cyber thing we do is not, the easiest thing in the world to wrap your brain around a lot of times. You have to really focus and concentrate on this stuff quite a bit. So, but now that I can do it at my own pace, I have that freedom. I can come up with some time for talks. I'm not, listen, I'm just going to let you guys know, tip in my hand, Daniel is not the most inspired person out there, right? Where it just flows into me. If you look at me and see a success story, 99% perspiration. It is just hard flipping work. Me at the keyboard, me reading very dry stuff, building labs, trying it, failing, figuring out why it failed, trying it again, going, okay, I made more progress, but that still didn't work the way I expected, continuing on and just grind and never giving up. I'm that person, that dog with a bone. I just don't give up until I go, got it. And it's not until that happens that the inspiration for me kind of comes. Every now and then I get like, lightning from heaven, just kind of, and you have the epiphanies where you're like, oh, you know what? This is the blah, blah, blah. But it's usually because you've been close to that issue for X, Y, or Z amount of time, that you've had some time with it. And it just starts to, you've assimilated that knowledge. You've you've taken it into such an extent that it becomes a part of you. It's an extension. Wow, I'm getting esoteric here. Not esoteric, but existential. Let's move on. Let's see here. Victor Rosso, watched last Friday. Did you see that? See, this is what I dealt with. I'm glad it's out. I always try to read your chats and everything, but YouTube, Restream, they got better ideas. They're like, hey, you need to see the latest thing. And yes, I do, but I also need to see the thing that I was just reading from Victor Rosa, which was up here somewhere. David Toohey, Furious George, Blow Black Shell's in the house. What's up, Black Shell? Okay, where were we? I know I've been ranting for quite some time. Chris Young, Victor Rosa. I watched last Wednesday night's CyberCast right there. What do you think about a lot of schools, colleges teaching IT, but a lot of them are far from the reality of what help desk, IP, our IT admin, etc. really is? Great question. Love this question, Victor. Let me kind of catch up with chat and then we'll address that. So the difference between what you get taught in school, certification, so on and so forth, versus the actual job. Hey, Black Shell. Oh, you would sound like Bobby's World. Yeah. Oh, I used to love Bobby's World as a kid. Anything like most people don't realize what a treasure Howie Mandel is and what so much he did. He was the voice of Gizmo in the movie Gremlins. Top 3 techniques you'd start off with a pen test. Man, if you just want to just get started, hey, you got to know Nmap really quickly. So I'm going to quick answer this. Nmap's a great tool. Web app scanner of some ilk, probably Nuclei. Nick2 as well, great one. Directory fuzzing with something like GoBuster, FerrexBuster, Burp Suites. And then Responder for like internal stuff. Knowing your way around Windows, NTLM, that kind of stuff is gonna pay off in dividends. Let's see here. Phil Stafford, half the audience was born after that show ended. Yeah, that's most likely true. Let's see here. You and Wes are rebuilding. That's true. Wes is out there killing it. He's working his butt off. Y'all need to check out Wes Bryan's stuff. He's got a YouTube channel. Let's go there. Let's go to the YouTube. That's not what I want. There we go. I want, not that. Give me youtube.com/@Wes Bryant. Yeah? Yeah, there he is. That's what's up. That's what's up. Check out my boy. He's got stuff for you. He's got a Discord and everything. You got to get on that. All right. Chris Young says, I volunteer to join Daniel Larry, but if he needs a sidekick, I'll be a step stool. That's funny. Episode 6, Empire Strikes Back. What? Now you're just messing with my brain. That's not episode 6. Is it? 4, 5? Right. Empire Strikes Back is 5. You threw me for a loop there. Don't worry. We're coming back to you, Victor Rosa. Maybe not together, but necessarily. Okay. Yeah. Someone told me today that if you have colors in your resume, AI ATS gets confused and rejects it. Is that true? I don't know if that's true or not. So if someone can help out David Toohey on that, that'd be great. Buy your Pentest Plus. Anyway, this is from Carrie Franklin because your stuff is banger. I'm sure I'd learn things that I missed. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. All right. Followed by episode now, Return of the Guitar. AI Sec Plus is in beta. Yeah, I'm definitely looking into that. On my list of things to do. Did you say Hallway Con? Yes, I did. Where we just gonna hang out in the hallway, talk cyber stuff. It's a lot of fun. Airport Con. Anytime you get together and just kind of having those talks. Kyle, SecurityX asked for these days. CISP is tempting, but it's kind of sick with CompTIA. CISSP has its merits. I don't know enough about SecurityX quite yet, just because I've been out of the certification game for just a little bit. Don't worry. I will get you squared away as soon as humanly possible. Okay, here. Man, you guys. Legrat's saying, someone get me a voice acting contract. Tech Ricky, the channel, just channel the Reverend from Coming to America. Yeah, that's funny. Sean says definitely help. Cool. What do you think about CompTIA exam challenge? Okay, let's talk about Victor Rosa and his question on, hey, what do you think about all the differences that you get in what you so in a when you go to college, you go to university, you sit a class, you go to a boot camp, even you take an in-person training, you take a live on demand class and things of that nature. They have very limited time, even with a college course, which is going to be what, 2-3 months long. I need a drink. I need to get some. I haven't had any of my tackling fuel. So even though they have much more time than a week long, 2 week long class, a boot camp, which is typically a few days, or live on demand, or not live on demand, yeah, live training where you're watching a live trainer online. That is convenient. They have limited time. Time is the enemy of learning, right? Well, it can be. In most learning modalities, it is. They just don't have the time. So what do they have to do? They have to turn the fire hose on and douse you with as much knowledge as they can. Just spray the whole audience. And that's the other thing. They're speaking to a general audience. They can't specifically speak to you, at least not all the time, if at all. So what do? They go, these are the concepts you need to understand. This is the best way I can explain it to you. I'll give you a test on that to make sure. And that's why you get like, end of section exam, checking to make sure that you understood the things that were in that section. Or you get like a midterm and a final if you're in a college course, and so on and so forth. And that can be good because you do build knowledge. You just start to learn things, and you get familiar with stuff, right? You become acclimated to the water of what it is that you're trying to learn. The problem becomes is that it's very difficult to get you into what it's going to look like in real life land. And then of course every environment is different. Let's play a game. I'm going to drop you into company A. I'm going to drop Carl into company B, God help them. I'm going to drop Billy into company C, and they are going to burn to the ground. So here's how it works. All three of you are running defenses, okay? You have firewalls. What firewalls do you use? Well, you're in company A, you're using Cisco stuff. You got ASAs. And over here in company B, they're using Fortinet. Company C, they got Palo Alto. Right? Okay, well, yeah, but how do I do Palo Alto stuff? I've only ever known the Cisco side of things. You start to see the problem. There's so much difference, but similarity. They're all running firewalls. So what does a professor do? What does a boot camp instructor do? What does someone who is teaching online do? They go, let me tell you about firewalls. Here's what a firewall does. Here's what a firewall is. Here's why it's important. Here's some of the similarities that you'll see between, like, as far as attributes go. Yes, you'll be able to set up these types of ACLs. You'll be able to do connection tracking. You'll be able to do so on and so forth. But how you do that is different. So this is why it gets difficult out in real life land to translate that skill into something real. This is why it's super important for you to be building your own lab and doing that. Now, some of these modalities can afford you to do that. Maybe they spin up a lab environment in the cloud and you can go use that. You can log into things like TryHackMe and, HackTheBox, and Tyler Ramsby has Hack Smarter Labs now, and so on and so forth, right? Security Blue Team's out there with their security Blue Team Labs online, I believe it's called, right? So there's all these ways in which you can go out there, and there's labs already built, and you can go use those. But, and here's my thing, my take is that I suggest, use all those things as you can because it's super helpful, but also build your own stuff. Do not neglect that. Do not rob yourself of the experience, because then it becomes, yeah, I know a bit about setting up a firewall because I've done TryHackMe labs on firewalls. I've done this on firewalls. I've done that. I've studied that. But I also bought a couple of old pieces of Cisco equipment and I firewalled. I could spin up, UFW and IP table stuff like that. I'm really familiar with the Windows firewall, and I've actually built very complex rule sets for that. Whatever the case is, it does not matter. But do those. I mean, it is helpful for you to get in there. Maybe, I spun up a SIEM, whatever, of Splunk, of Waza, of Elastic and Elk and all the other fun things that are out there. And I did that. So then it doesn't really, and then you'll be able to more easily translate. So you've moved from concept into practice with your hands. You've actually gotten hands on keyboard. This is where the real learning begins, okay? And that is what is going to keep you from being someone who gets into the field and tries to get a job and they go, we've hired some people that have their CISA, but they don't seem to really know anything. They don't have any experience with doing the job. Okay, cool. There's the key to their problem right there. They don't do it. It's getting warm in here. I'm probably just getting fired up. Got to turn my air conditioner on. So that's what's up. Get your hands on this stuff, and then it moves from being a concept, a theory, into actual practicum, right? Yeah. Application. Do the thing. Then it doesn't matter that they're using something different. You go, oh, yeah, I've done that with Splunk instead of what you got here. That's cool. I get how that works, and I can just pivot, right? That's what's up. All right, so hopefully that helps you understand why that happens. I remember when CEH came out, and people were getting their CEHs, and they were getting jobs as like pen testers and things like that, and it wasn't going well. Everybody I knew that knew someone that had their CEH that worked in the field, they were like, yeah, they don't know anything. They know it, but they don't know how to do it. I don't know if that message is still the same nowadays. I haven't heard anybody really talk about them in a while, to be honest with you. But that was the kind of the thing that was happening at the time. It was like, oh yeah, they're not making them do any practicing, right? It was all theory and knowledge, like concept knowledge. You have to move out of that you have to move that into actually doing stuff with your hands on the keyboard and the mouse. So build those labs, get your butt out there and make it happen. And then you got to worry about that, at least not to that extent. All right, let's see if the chat thing is going to jump on me here. Where are we at here? Steve Young says, my shtick is good today. Did you get a new writer for your show? Nah, I'm just feeling good, I guess. Last month was tough for Daniel. Last month was tough. Now I'm like, forgetting all my worries, forgetting all my troubles. We're just having fun. I'm back to being me. I love Kathy put a post out yesterday about how I reminded her that we're supposed to have fun in cybersecurity. There she is right there. Kathy Chambers. And now you have to start speaking and showing your face. Put it on your list. You're absolutely right. See, she's poking and prodding me going, get out there. Get in the Coliseum, Daniel. It's time to fight the lions. And you're like, you're absolutely right. It is. All right. So Christopher Young says, I'm giving this Daniel Lowry sermon a resounding amen. Preach. Oh, man, we're having fun. Let's see here. You look like success. Okay, this comes from Amish Runaway. You look like success all day, every day to me. Well, I'm glad I do. But you know what? We all have our, like, you know what? Here's the thing, and this is where we can kind of tackle for a moment imposter syndrome. We all suffer from it. We all look at the people that are doing the things we want to do and go, I suck. I'm not there. I'll never get there. Man, and guilty, right? We all do this. And sometimes it overwhelms us and makes us feel bad about ourselves. It makes us feel inadequate. And that's a real thing that we all have to deal with. But now it's like, you got to remember, there are people that are just starting out, or you know what I mean? If you're looking at it as a linear graph or whatever, to amazing, top 10% of top 10% cybersecurity pros versus brand new to the field, and you're in the middle here somewhere along the graph, there are people that are below you on the graph. There are people that are at the bottom of the hill just starting their journey up. And they look at you and go, much like Amish Runaway says, you look like a success to me. And maybe you're even looking down and going, well, hey, you're doing all the right things, which is also very successful. It's just we get in our own bubble and we start to look at ourselves and go, I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm not having the success I want to have. You know, that was one of the things that kind of spawned me to get back into training. It was like, this is what I do best. What am I doing? You know, live streams and stuff are fun. I do that for camaraderie. I do that to give back to the community and have fun. Bring this flipping fun back. Kathy said it this morning on jaw jacking. When's the last time you had fun in cyber? I don't know. It's been a minute. I was at that point. I was like, it has not been fun. And I do not like that. Forget that noise. Let's have some fun for the love of all that's holy. Let's enjoy ourselves. What is the purpose of doing this if we're not having fun? What drew you into cybersecurity? Was it the long work, the difficult and complex topics, the struggle bus of, you know, try hack me and hack the box boxes? No, it looked fun as hell. Look, you were just like, this looks awesome. You mean you can hack into things? You're darn right we can. You mean I can spin up this thing in my own computer and it will stop a hack? Absolutely. Do it. Have fun. Like, it's become so commoditized, honestly. And here I am. I'm going to be selling a course. But I'll tell you right now, Daniel making you a promise that when I make training, the guiding star is let's have fun, right? Let's enjoy what it is we're doing while you're learning it. That is how I do. That's how I train. That's how I think. That's just my personality. So while yes, I have bills to pay, and now that I don't have a full-time job, I could really use the help, right? Like, look, but go buy my course. But the problem is that like, it's become so like just a race to the bottom. And that's what I don't like about training. Another reason why I was like, no, I'm stepping back in the ring, because I know how to make training that's fun and enjoyable, because I know what it's like to take training that sucks and is not engaging and is not fun. And you just sit there and go, I spent money on this. I can't tell you how many times I've taken training, I've spent money on it and go, well, that was a waste. I just can't pay attention to this. It's so dry. It's so dull. They didn't tell me anything useful that I can actually go and do. They didn't show me anything that they can do. Right? I've taken some good training too. But dang, if there ain't some junk training out there. So when I threw my hat back in the ring, that was what was up. And that is my promise to you is I will do my best to make that junk fun, and you'll have a good time learning. And I'll give you like, hey, go grab this from GitHub and spin it up and do this and do that. And if you want to follow me and do what I'm doing, I don't go, oh, well, I've got a lab environment in AWS. Nothing wrong with that, but I don't do that. I push you to go out there and get out there because it's fun. When you win, ask Carrie today, how fun is it to win Pentest Plus? That's fun, right? There's a lot of work, a lot of struggle, but it's fun to get that paperback and see past. And you're like, yes, right? It's a game. That's fun. Now she's got a marketable skill, and she's going to level up for the next cert. I know she's probably taking a break right now, but as well deserved, and she should. Let's get into chat. Ooh, man, I'm on it today. Jeez. Y'all got me going. Okay, chat. Lots of conversation. By the way, I'm going to challenge everyone out there today. Drop a comment in here. Share and like. Listen, if you think that this is useful content that we're hanging out with, I'm going to do that right there. Wes is like staring at me the entire time. It's like, don't, Wes, no, don't do it. He's like, coming for you. But if you're enjoying this content, the best way is to share it out there. Like, subs don't really do anything for me other than it's like a nice vanity metric. Like, it's like, oh, it's cool. But sharing, commenting, liking, doing all that stuff, that really pushes the reach of the show. I'm trying to get out to more people. I know that there's new people joining cybersecurity all the time. So let's get them here in our community so that we can help them. Furious George, juice it up with more RAM, a high capacity SSD, and boom, you have yourself a virtual machine. Apparently, we're talking about getting home labs. Furious George, home labs don't have to be expensive either. That is exactly correct. Listen, you can even do a lot of stuff yourself in AWS. You can spin up a Kali box in AWS. You can, and you don't. The great thing about it is like, I have built some pretty complex systems in AWS and spent less than $10 a month. Not just at one time, like where I spun it up, did something, and shot it down. I'm talking about like using it throughout a month. You can really do some stuff in AWS and give it some chutzpah, as it were, so that it can do that in these cloud environments. And it's relatively cheap. You don't have to go out there and buy some. Now, if you do get the scratch to build a long-term platform, that is beneficial, but you can do a lot with a little. I'm glad that Andrew's in here talking about that today. It's Furious George. It takes a lot of time issue away from. It takes a lot of the time issue away, and it's you learn at your pace. Actually, comes down to being disciplined enough to actually do the work, bro. You couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it better. That is exactly right. A lot of it's going to come down to good learning is good learning. Don't get me wrong. Right? I've seen some bad training, and that ain't your fault. You got, hoodwinked into, look good on Udemy, but I guess there goes, $15 or whatever the case was. Maybe you bought it at full price, didn't wait for the, is my mic coming through soft, everyone? I just noticed it seems a little soft. I'm going to change that. That is wrong. This is Windows. Windows, I swear. Everybody's like, whoa, Daniel just got like super bumped, and he, like randomly, Windows will turn down my microphone in the Windows settings, not even on my desktop. That is annoying. Everybody's going, Daniel's like super like loud now. Y'all let me know anytime that kind of thing happens, please, because half the time I don't realize it until I look at the meter and go, oh, that looks like it's not hitting the right levels. All right, let's see here. Back to you, chat. Furious George again. I'm starting to think that the best way to earn a degree or for anything would be slowly either taking less courses at once and using online platforms through correspondence. Yeah, a lot of online courses are great. Like, there are good college courses out there. Oh, I put the wrong thing up. There I go. See, I told you, I'm still getting used to stuff. But you got to really be discerning when it comes to that kind of stuff. Outlaw 11, why don't all college IT programs use this students to supplement the help desk to give them more realistic experiences? I know that some of them do. It probably, I don't know, honestly. I don't know. It seems like a really easy lift for them to get some free labor for experience kind of exchange. I mean, students are paying to be there. One of the things that I did so I went to, anybody knows me, I went to ITT Tech. Yeah, go ahead, throw shade. At the time I went, it was awesome. It was fire. Everyone was like, dude, ITT Tech is amazeballs. Okay, then I literally started ITT Tech when it was like, oh, this is a scam. Gotcha. Awesome. Anywho, that's not to say good things didn't come out of that. I started, me and three other people, we started a Linux user group because I just bumped into some dudes. We were in class together, and we would bring, you had your own laptop or whatever, and you're over there running Linux. And they're going, oh, you run Linux? And it's like, yeah, you like Linux too? Oh, yeah, I'm super into Linux. So it's like, cool. So we would start talking about Linux a lot. And then we're like, hey, let's start a Linux user group. And we had an IRC channel, for those of you that get that reference, internet relay chats. You know what would be fun? I know Discord's the thing, but for us old timers out there, I got to look for a place to put my false teeth and kind of thing. I'm old, is to start an IRC channel. That would be kind of fun. just to bring back some of that old school. And for those of you that don't know about IRC, it's fairly useful. We can like send each other files and all sorts of stuff. I might look into that. Anywho, that was what we did, and that was where I got most of my education. Was us getting together and trying to do stuff, and just trying to teach each other what we learned that week about something cool. So, absolutely, all these colleges, they should totally be allowing any of the IT CS students to build their own help desk. Say, hey, you know what? We don't have the infrastructure or whatever. Go build your own help desk stuff. We'll give you phone lines, and we'll give you IT access, and y'all do what you want. That's so great idea. Ben, have I heard from Sophia Goodwin at all? Not lately. I haven't heard from her in quite a few months now. I know she's still doing some camera work. I think she's got a job as a social media manager, but yeah, we don't really talk, unfortunately. She busy. Dave O'Neill. Good morning, brother. Good morning, David. All right, let's see. Jer Bear has arrived in the Discord. Okay, hold on. Getting the Discord up. Getting that Discord up. Because that's what's up. I can't wait to see it. Where's it at? Where'd you put it in? Announcements? Yep, there it is. Hold on, kids. It's coming. There it is. I like it. This is fun. GOC Mafia, where you at? That's right. Now, get another one where the little compliance check mark is like beaming off of his chest. This is so awesome. I love that you went with purple. It's so great. That is the best right there. Good job. Good job, good sir. Thank you for making my day so much more brighter. I absolutely love that. Oh, how much time do we got? Oh, we got 12 minutes to go. Tech Ricky, hallelujah. Yeah, we preaching today, ain't we? We're having some fun. Okay, where are we at? Wayne's Real World. Neko Yazuma asked, I am new to cybersecurity. Should I be worried of AI? Ooh, you like to kick a hornet's nest, don't you? Man, okay, so here's the thing. I talk about, especially with my wife, about AI a lot. And you know me, I'm not going to filter. I'm going to get, so AI is a work in progress, right? The future of AI is what is really uncertain. Right now, AI has disrupted the job market quite a bit, right? But it's to the extent of, like, if you don't know how to use AI, then what are you doing here, bro? So if you have cyber skills at all at this point, you say you're new to cybersecurity, so you're actually in a good spot, okay? Because all you're learning from here out is going to include a lot of AI stuff because everybody's rushing to the AI thing. So don't worry, right? You just start incorporating AI into everything you do. Learn about MCP, learn about automation, learn about the difference of agentic and machine learning and blah, blah, blah. All the fun stuff that goes along with AI. Go check out Hugging Face and do all that stuff. If you're not familiar with Hugging Face, let's go there. Hugging Face. Let's get into that, right? Where you can kind of play with all these different models, explore these different apps, start to build your own tooling, look into like Cursor and Copilot and all these other neat things. Start vibe coding stuff. Just start diving into the AI world already, and then continue your traditional cyber learning path. You're going to be fire. You're going to have a great time. That gets us to what happens in, like, I don't know. I'll conservatively say 5 years with AI. That's where it's getting weird. I watch a lot of stuff on like the Diary of a CEO or CEO Diary podcast, things like that, all these people showing you. I literally watched this one YouTube video yesterday, day before, that was all like, you're using AI wrong. Let me show you how to build $1 million company using AI. And just about at least once, if not multiple times, that person talked about how, oh, I was able to leverage this specific AI tool and I don't need marketing anymore. Oh, that's the problem. Whereas as AI continues to get better and better and better, it becomes more efficient to use. And again, this is Daniel processing this myself out loud. You got the camps. You got one over here going, it's over here. There it is. You got one over here going, AI is just another tool. It's just like when cars hit and horse and buggies went away. Yep. It's like when this technology showed up and that went away, but it was replaced by, and that is true to some extent. I've always noticed, and let me give you the other camp. The other camp over here looks like I'm saying, don't shoot me, bro. Don't tase me, bro. The other camp over here is like, AI is going to create a biological agent and eradicate the human race or something. So you got the two extremes, or at least this camp seems to be more so than this one. But this one I've listened to from time to time, and it's like, okay, you're making some interesting points that I want to learn more about. And that is what, so again, this is Daniel processing all that information. I've noticed that a lot of people in this camp over here that are saying, no, AI is just a tool that is going to, and the people that know how to use AI will be the ones that succeed. And if you don't, you'll be left behind. Okay. And they always say it's not coming for anybody's job. Like no one's job is in trouble right now. What was that last thing you said? Because I heard you say no one's job is in trouble. Then you said something else and your voice kind of trailed off. Right now. I noticed that they say that a lot. That couched language, that hedged bet in what they say. And that's fine. But the ones I've listened to, because I listen to a lot of people that say the AI is not the big boogeyman everybody makes it out to be. I like to get all sides of an argument. That way I can be an informed decision maker. Hopefully that's the way you guys think as well. So should we be worried about it? I don't know. Honestly, right now, it does seem to be that this camp has been correct. The one over here saying, no, it's just another tool. Learn to use it as a tool. And we'll cross the doom and gloom bridge when we get there, I guess. Because what else can you do? If it is going to become super intelligence, if we can make that, and therefore at best, it removes all the jobs and we just have to have some sort of UBI because the human race is just sitting around doing nothing. Because all jobs have been replaced by AI. There's nothing you can do about that anyway. So what are you going to, waste your time and energy worrying about it, I guess. Just use it, learn it. It is the thing that is happening right now. So incorporate that into your learning cycles and use it as much as you can. And like I said, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're not there yet, at least. So good stuff. I told you, this is a heavy episode, y'all. Let's get back into these chats. Okay, let's jump in here. Alice Grimm should be worried about it since a race between nations and move to the... Y'all killing me, yo. That's a tough question. Yes, of course. Right? There is obviously adversarial things behind the rush to get to the first superintelligence and AI. And if you don't think about that, if you don't at least be informed about that, that's not a good place to sit at. Furious George, if AI can start to replace people, the biggest challenge is going to be societal. Right. If work can be done without humans, how will people live in a capitalistic in any society? Right. If AI is doing all the things and we have nothing to do, what do we... It's just everybody's sitting around. It's either going to be chaos in the streets. I've heard some reports that are like AI will build us a virtual utopia, or it'll be kind of like the Oasis in Ready Player One or something to that effect, where we all just sit in our haptic suits and live like gods in an environment that we completely control and keeps us. It's the Matrix at that point, except instead of it being like an Earth-like thing, it's more of a do whatever you want. And you want to fly like Superman, cool. You want to lift a mountain, do that too. Furious George, AI is a tool. It is right now. Let's see here. David O'Neill, how do you feel about teaching fundamental skills in IT and cybersecurity in the high school level? That's a great question. I think that'll probably be our last one for today. We got 4 minutes to go. But great question. With great power comes great responsibility, as said Uncle Ben. And knowing how to do at least like hacking stuff, maybe the cyber defense, maybe we should start there. I know that high schoolers are going to be much more impressed with hacking, and they're going to want to do that way more. But, and I'm not the kind of person that says that we should, box away, put it in a cage, and have it be gated knowledge to understanding hacking things. I don't believe that either. But to go into high schools and say, let me teach you how to hack, we're not giving them loaded guns and just saying, hey, walk around and do this and do that. Enjoy. Under controlled circumstances, that can be okay. Very controlled circumstances, that can be okay. It's a difficult question. I feel like we should start with the defensive side of things. Start teaching them first what cybersecurity is and why it's important and why we need their help. Pitch it as they're superheroes and they're going to have great power. We're going to teach them that great power. And we hope that they will come alongside us and help society. That's how it needs. It's all about the framing and how we teach them to be ethical and responsible and moral agents that work and use these tools for the greater good of mankind. Okay? That's what's up. Oh my goodness. What an episode today. Wow. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Y'all coming with the fire here at the end of the show. I got a little bit of time left for. That's the quick answer for that. That could be a whole episode, honestly. Lost Packet says, have you ever thought of manipulating AI chatbot into exposing data that wasn't supposed to be by social engineering chat? Yeah, if you want to play with Gandalf, you can kind of have some fun with that. Gandalf, AI. This is from Lakera. If you want to go learn about that, that's what's up right there. You can start prompt injecting and seeing how you can socially engineer the AI to give you information that it's not supposed to. And it gets more and more difficult. By the way, this also is a learning model. It will learn how other people have done it and adapt. It is the T1000, right? It is T800. Favorite song to play on the guitar? Oh man. Right now it's been Little Wing from Jimi Hendrix, or more of the Stevie Ray version of that, but yeah, great song. I love to play flashy stuff, really fun technical things. I really enjoy playing 96 Quite Bitter Things. Quite Bitter Beings. That's at 96 Quite Bitter Beings from CKY. It's just a fun, interesting thing to play. Still of the Night by Whitesnake. Super fun to play. Super fun to play. That Whitesnake's guitar players, like Joel Hoekstra, they just do not get it enough. Very, very fun. Great guitar stuff. Play some guitar now. The microphone will gate. It won't pick it up. It'll do it for 2 seconds, and then the microphone will cut it off as background noise. Let's see here. Have a great weekend, Furious George. We are at time. I'm just going to check the chat a little bit. I use Gemini. This is Carrie to help with light codes to determine one of the RAM modules. Right. That's how we're using AI right now to help get us to the things that are esoteric and weird that Google searching can uncover, but it's still difficult. AI can disrupt people as biggest challenge. Yeah. So, okay, that's good. I've caught up with everyone. Well, this was fun. Carrie Franklin says, I haven't heard CKY since high school. Yeah, I just took you back. You are welcome. Now you will have that song in your head all day long. Jameson says Cliffs of Dodge and Cliffs of Dover from, oh my goodness, Eric Johnson. Yes, there you go, Eric Johnson. Whitesnake doesn't get any praise because they were a legit band put together by a record label. I get that, but man, they were phenomenal guitar players. All right, everyone, we are at time. This was one heck of an episode. Thank you all for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this episode, even if you disagreed with me on stuff, that's totally fine. I'd love to hear your comments on all the stuff we talked about today. The more you comment, the more we can have this conversation, the more we can have all these conversations. So comment, like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. I'm challenging you all right now to hit those buttons and put something in the comment section. Let's overwhelm. Let's let this episode be the biggest episode of all time for IRL when it comes to comments, likes, subscribes, and all that other fun jazz. That said, I'm gonna take off. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, keep hacking.